Sir, my name is Srivatsa Krishna. I'm an officer of the Indian Administrative Service and a huge admirer of your work. I think you're the only true nation builder in this world apart from Kemal Ataturk. One, if someone were to give you India today, can you do to India what you did to Singapore over the last 3 decades?
First, no single person can change India because it speaks 320 different languages. Manmohan Singh can speak Hindi. I'm not sure they can speak Punjabi. I think he can. But at any one time, he will have only about 200 million people out of 1.2 billion people understanding him. So that is a structural problem which cannot be overcome. If you compare that with China, 90% speak one language. And when the president of China or the leader in China speaks, 90% understand him. So it's a much easier country to lead than India. Secondly, as I've explained, India consists of many different dialect and nation groups. There is no connection between the history and development of the Tamil language or the Telugu language and Punjabi. So India is a creation of the British Raj and the railway system it built. And therefore it has its limitations. What was the second question?
What?
Well, they are quite simple. First, integrity, absence of corruption. Second, meritocracy, the best people for the best jobs. And third, a fair, level playing field for everybody. We were lucky in Singapore because we started with a plastic young society. So we chose English as our working language, which was a neutral platform for everybody. Nobody had the advantage. Secondly, it's a small country and therefore you can have your edict run throughout the whole country. India is very different. You can say something in Delhi and somebody in Bangalore decides something differently, and that's that. I mean, so I do not think it's possible for anybody to do to India what it takes to bring India together quickly. It's diverse, therefore it has to work at its own speed, its own cultural tempo, and each marches to a different drumbeat. It took me a long time to understand this because, like many students of British Empire history, I thought India was more than a concept. India was India. Because I grew up and I went to India, I realized that there are many different Indias. And they're still true today. Yes, you have the English language that binds the English-speaking Indians, but that's only up to a point. I think the English-speaking Madrasi and the English-speaking Bombay is probably the only place in India where the various groups meet and feel at home with each other. So if you can make the whole of India like Bombay, then you've got a different India.
Okay. Yeah.